The big news of yesterday and continuing on into today is that Elon Musk is playing games with people's lives again in the form of putting the Dogecoin logo in the place of the Twitter logo and triggering a pretty significant run-up in the value of Dogecoin, which is a meme coin that has since given birth to a plethora of others, including Shiba Inu. It is basically a clone of Bitcoin that has value for question mark reasons. And Elon Musk has been fascinated and perhaps obsessed with it since 2019, since well before he bought Twitter, now at least temporarily. And last time I checked this morning, the Doge icon has replaced the Twitter bird. It has flipped the bird, as Christy put it during the break. So what do we think about this? Is he promoting cryptocurrency, Will?
Yeah, there is some odd timing, right? Gary Gensler on April Fool's Day did drop the deal with it glasses onto his profile picture, which a lot of people took as a slight towards crypto. It's kind of a crypto-esque meme, so maybe he did have some points. And then 2 days later, we saw Elon Musk, who holds Bitcoin, holds Dogecoin, holds Ether, change the Twitter picture to the Doge symbol. So there might be something there, right? But it's all speculative. This does go back to some like tweets from Elon from like 2 years ago or so, talking with another large account, talking about purchasing Twitter and then changing the Twitter symbol to the Doge symbol. So I think it also might be just like Elon has a quirky sense of humor, or trying to have a sense of humor. I don't really know here. And he followed up on that and thought it'd be like great content. And I think that's the point of every millionaire or billionaire, right? Like at some point they just want to be a content creator. And so that's sort of what he's doing here. That's my take on it. That being said, like Doge pumped 30% on this news, which is a pretty good pump for tokens during a bear market, but is nothing like the eye-bleeding moves we saw just 2 years ago. Christy, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think he got bored one day and just went, here, this will be fun for the lulz. And that's what he did. And, you know, and you ended up with the whole play stupid games, win or lose, a whole basket full. I'm going to censor myself so many times there, full of money. And I think that what we were seeing in the markets as a result, we were talking today about on CoinDesk about how the futures liquidation jumped to 26 million, and there were a lot of liquidations going on and bets and longs. People were betting long and betting short in pretty much equal numbers. So yeah, like the fallout has really impacts people when he does this kind of crap. So yeah,
David?
And
let's talk about the slightly longer term fallout here, which is when you make a move like this, I think that there are a lot of people who are very ready to think that this is Elon Musk signaling that Doge will somehow be integrated into some product, maybe will become part of some Twitter backend. I think the chances of that are vanishingly small and effectively zero. I mean, Doge is a proof of work mined coin that has, you know, relatively slow transaction speeds and just doesn't have that much utility for something like Twitter. And well, Christy might rebut me in a minute, but I think that the point here is that like the huge run up that we saw, and it's also important to keep in mind the context, right? During the pandemic, Doge ran almost to like 50 cents. And the bump that we got yesterday of 30 cents took it to, or 30% took it to about 10 cents. So it's still trading about 80% below where it was when Elon first pumped it. And that's what happens when you have these social signals coming from a very powerful individual who doesn't actually plan to back them up in any way. You just get these ephemeral pumps that collapse back down. For reference, Bitcoin is, 50% down from its peak. So, Doge holders got wrecked way harder than others in the last cycle. Christy, you wanted to get in before we lose time on this story.
Just real quick. Also, I wasn't about to disagree with you there. I was about to add the fact that Bitcoin, or rather Dogecoin, is a proof of work clone of Bitcoin that has not had nearly the development of or scaling opportunities on it. And if it were suddenly, the unit of transaction getting hundreds and hundreds of millions or whatever of transactions a day, it would have some serious technical problems. When it started pumping, it had like 7 developers who were checking in on it once in a while, as opposed to, a really thriving developer ecosystem, which I think has improved somewhat. And they've actually been like, hey, maybe we should check out the code and see if there's anything wrong with it these days. But I don't know if it's at a technical level that it would be able to support being adopted widely at this point.